Hello everyone, it's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video, and in this video, I'm going to be playing AI Dungeon 2. AI Dungeon 2. This is Jet, Starlight, and Zana, Fairy Monster Hunters, episode number 11. If you guys have not seen episodes 1 through 10, I highly recommend you do by checking out the series playlist, which is located in the description box below and on the end card of this video. If you would like to read this story in its entirety, feel free to click on the link in the description box below. It'll take you to the AI Dungeon page where we have the full story available for you to read. Also, if you guys would like to talk about the series so far, feel free to leave your comments in the comment section below or on our Discord. I'll have a link to the Discord in the description box below. Now, without further ado, I am going to read the last action that we took in the previous episode. You say, most magical beings I've encountered have been born with magic. It is fascinating that you have learned magic. I think it is cool that you are a witch. Tanya smiles awkwardly and takes her bag into the room. You go to your own room. Later, you fall asleep after a long, eventful day. So what I'm going to do now is wake up and go eat breakfast with the Monster Hunter Guild. I guess with your fellow members of the Monster Hunter Guild. Okay, so now we have to update the story summary. So you and your fellow members of the Monster Hunter Guild are enjoying breakfast together at the inn. At least that's my idea for what's currently happening in the story. You wake up later that day, feeling strangely refreshed for having slept the night in a bed that wasn't moving. You get dressed and head off to breakfast at a large table full of food. You're just sitting down to a big stack of pancakes and a block of butter when you hear screaming. Okay. I'm going to ask my fellow Monster Hunter Guild members if they heard a scream a moment ago. Like, I'm going to double check to make sure that other people are hearing the scream. You ask your fellow hunters if they heard the scream, but they all seem to think you must have misheard or imagined it. It is suggested that you eat some food so you can have the energy to hunt some more. You like this idea and set to eating your meal. Okay, let's see. After finishing your pancakes, you thank Cammy for the delicious meal. Cammy's really nice. He's a very friendly cook who works at the inn. You finish your meal and thank Cammy for the delicious meal. He laughs and tells you that if you finish your meal, he will give you another delicious meal tomorrow morning. You enthusiastically accept this deal and rush off to the armory to prepare yourself. I'd say that the AI is doing pretty good so far. Let's see. What I'm going to do now is I am going to check the mail at the inn to see if the Monster Hunter Guild has received any new monster wanted posters in the mail. You go over to the mailbox at the inn and see that it has been stuffed completely full of wanted posters. You take the large pile out. You skim through them quickly and see the following request. A prince from some very faraway kingdom wants an elk monster's velvet cloak. Okay. Check the bounty amount on the elk monster. and see how much that one's worth. The amount of gold on the elk monster is listed as personal size. You realize that this means that the amount of money paid out is based on personal size. You'll have to measure yourself to know how much the reward is, and you do not want to do that. Throw away the elk monster wanted poster and look at another wanted poster from the pile. You have to measure yourself. You're 6 foot. I think you get like 600 gold pieces. You look at another wanted poster and see that it's for a lion monster. You look at the bounty amount and see that it's listed as city size. You realize this means the amount of money paid out is based on the entire city size. You try to estimate how much gold a city-size bounty is worth. That sounds like it'd be worth the amount of an entire city's worth of gold. You try to estimate how much money the city-size bounty is worth. You realize that if you take out a huge loan, you could easily afford enough armor and weapons to take out the lion monster. You rush out of the inn and find a nearby loan shark. Let's see. You are reading over a... You are deciding what monster the Monster Hunter Guild should hunt today. So I'm not going to talk to the loan shark. You look for a blacksmith that creates custom enchanted weapons. Yeah, because I'm not going to do the loan shark thing. I'd rather not. I'm rich. I don't need loans from a loan shark. After several days of searching, you're successful. A blacksmith named Bartleby makes his home on the edge of town. You knock on the door and he answers. You enter his smithy. What can I help you with? Bartleby asks. You ask Bartleby if he would like to join the Monster Hunter Guild as the guild's official enchanted weapons blacksmith. Because I feel like that would be extremely helpful. I'd love to, Bartleby answers. Monster Hunter Quest. Little Corn's Blacksmith. You find yourself standing in front of a huge mansion. Let's do it, Zana says. You break into the mansion through the back door. Whoa. It's like launching us into like an adventure, which I don't hate that, but let's not rush things. I'm like in the middle of trying to recruit Bartleby. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to inform Bartleby that he will now be living at the inn with the rest of the Monster Hunter Guild. Makes things easier for us. You take Bartleby to the inn and show him around. We'll get you a bed and some equipment, you say. First, you head to the armory. You and Bartleby walk past tables stacked with bows, blades, heavy weapons, and suits of armor. Let's see. You let Bartleby, I guess inform is fine. You inform Bartleby, his name is so interesting. You inform Bartleby that his job will be to help create custom weapons and armor to help guild members overcome specific bounties. So that might be a better thing to do for say, like to say like Bartleby. This armory. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna say this armory is where you'll be working. I don't want to say that. Your job will be to create custom weapons and armor for the guild. Whenever we fight a monster, we'll need weapons that help to exploit said monster's weaknesses. And we'll need armor to protect us from said monster's powers. We are happy to have you on the team. I feel like this will help iron out, like, so how do we prepare for a monster fight? Excellent. I will do my best to craft weapons that will help bring down the tyranny of the vampire countess. Okay. Sounds good to me. So now what I need to do is ask Big Camid to tell you everything he knows about lion monsters. You take notes on the weaknesses, common locations, and powers of lion monsters. Well, actually, why would I ask him to tell me? Ask Big Camid to write you a report on lion monsters that details their common locations, powers, and weaknesses. That seems like the best move, actually. That way you don't need to write notes. He writes the notes for you. Big Camid hands you the report. It reads, lion monsters, common locations, the Great Desert. Powers, fire breathing, thunder roar, great strength, speed and durability. Abilities vary depending on rank. Weaknesses, lightning-based attacks are effective. Awesome. Okay, so that actually gives us like a ton of information. So you thank Big Camid for his excellent report on lion monsters. Yeah, that's wonderful. That was incredibly detailed. I have one question, you begin. Why are there no manticores in the Great Desert? Are they not strong, fast, or durable enough to live there? I do not have that question. I do not have that question at all. I'm going to retry that. So what I'm currently doing is you are getting ready to hunt a lion monster. So retry that, because I don't have one question. I just want to thank him. You're welcome, young sir, Big Camid says. Hey, Big Camid, I was wondering if you could do me one more favor. Yes? Could you show me how to make a thunderfire bolt, you say? And he says, of course. I don't ask that extra thing. Because Big Camid just knows about, like... He knows about, like, monsters. He's our monster expert, and he's, like, a transportation guy. If anything, I now need to go back to like Bartleby, and I'm like, we need like armor that's immune to like fire and thunder attacks. How do you protect against like great strength, speed, and durability? Like, I guess you don't. Like, armor normally is supposed to help you if you're just fighting someone who's strong. Armor doesn't necessarily make you fast. Like, we might need like potions to help get us like on the same level. Like a potion that like increases you to superhuman levels. So I might ask Tanya for like a superhuman enhancement potion. Ask Bartleby to make armor suits for everyone that's immune to like fire and thunder attacks. And then also ask Bartleby to make us like weapons that are enchanted with like magical lightning. So I'm going to ask Bartleby to craft armor for the entire Monster Hunter Guild that protects from fire and thunder. That protects from fire and thunder attacks? I guess that makes sense. Because then we should be like more than safe against like the lion monsters. Bartleby nods and says, I will get to work on that as soon as I can. You head back to the guild. On your way out, Wendy stops you. I can humor it and I can be like, ask Wendy who she is and why she stopped you. Because I don't know who Wendy is. I don't think I can tell you who I am, but I need your help. The Countess is planning on taking over the kingdom. I've heard rumors that she's creating an army of some sort. Taking over the kingdom. Are you talking about Ludmilla? No, you must have mistaken me for someone else. I'm talking about the Countess of Pusakov. Oh, well, that makes you think she's... Oh, well, what makes you think she's planning on taking over the kingdom? That's just a good question. Of course we are, but I think she's planning something. I think she's evil. Why would you say that? Count Grey is planning to have her assassinated because he thinks she's evil. What? Oh wait, hold on. I said, oh well, what makes you think she's planning on taking over the kingdom? Aren't we all on the same side? Of course we are, but I think she's planning something. I think she's evil. Why would you say that? Count Grey is planning to have her assassinated because he thinks she's evil. See, that's weird, because the Count Grey thing feels like someone else would say that. Jump back, like undo that last thing. And then just try the continue thing again. Just to see what it says. Is she a criminal or something? No, she's a countess. They don't commit crimes, they commit acts of terrorism. I think you better explain. I've heard that she's hired the most ruthless mercenary army money can buy. I'd say it's pretty good. It's okay right now. I'm gonna say, just because she has an army doesn't mean that she's planning to take over the kingdom. Besides, I'm a monster hunter. I mainly focus on killing monsters. Yeah, like, this doesn't seem like the kind of thing that I would bother with. She just has a lot of mercenaries. Alright, it was just a warning, she says and walks away. You rush back to the guild hall and find that it is on fire. Zana stands outside waiting for you. Okay, well... use hydrokinesis to put out the fire at the guild hall. You use your hydrokinesis to put out the fire. The fire spreads a bit more, but eventually it stops thanks to your water powers. Unfortunately, you have destroyed the guild hall in the process. Well, we can rebuild, Wendy says. What? Wendy, who are you, and why are you following me? I just don't understand, like, who is she supposed to be? I'm Wendy, and I'm following you because Zana told me to. Why would Zana send you to follow me? She told me that you were a monster and I should run away as far as possible. What? Ask Zana what Wendy is talking about. You're too late. You've been found out. Zana has already told the other guild members about your dark secrets. You were planning on betraying them to the Countess. Zana bursts into laughter. Got you, she says. What? Ask Zana if this is some kind of elaborate prank. Zana, what's going on? I'm bored. I've been bored for years. This seems like it'll be fun. You can't just change the plot of the story without my permission, you princess. Very meta. Let's see. So, here's what I'm going to do. Help repair the guild hall using your abilities. You help repair the guild hall using your abilities. Thanks, Zana, you say. I didn't tell her to set the guild hall on fire, Zana replies. Well, you told her to follow me, which led to her setting the guild hall on fire. I don't know why, but that really tickled me. I was like, it's just a weird prank. Like, it's just very unnecessary. Okay, I'm gonna check in with Bartleby to see if he has finished crafting the new fire and thunder proof armor. Bartleby looks exhausted, but he shows you his progress. I've infused the metal with the appropriate elements, but it still needs to be worked and polished. You nod and take a look at your limited options. Congratulate Bartleby on his good work. Yeah. Like, that just makes the most sense to do right now. It's beautiful, Bartleby. Thanks. You're very welcome, he said, wiping a bit of sweat from his brow. I may not be finished yet, but if you need it right now to face the dragon, I guess it'll have to do. So I'm gonna edit where he said dragon and make it say lion monster. Okay, and then I'm going to say, you let Bartleby know that there's no rush on the, well, it's weird to say there's no rush. Bartleby, we will wait to take on the lion monster. We will wait for you to finish our new gear before we go hunt down the lion monster. Excuse me. Like, the gear is for the lion monster hunt. So we're not going to, like, take that half-finished gear. Very well, Bartleby says. You bid him goodbye and then turn to leave. Zana approaches you on your way out of the building. Hey, I know we don't always get along, but we make a pretty good team, she smiles at you. I like that scene, but I don't want to leave. They made me leave Bartleby earlier, and I didn't want to leave him then either. So let me get rid of the part where I, like, leave and talk to Zana. And instead, I'm going to say, like, tell Bartleby that once he is done creating the new armor suits, that he should get to work on creating lightning weapons for every member of the Monster Hunter Guild. Lightning weapons, Bartleby asked, intrigued by the idea. I can try, but my alchemy isn't advanced enough to allow me to do that. And you have our permission to go find some other alchemist or a blacksmith that has, you tell him. Actually, edit that last part. I have an idea. So I guess what I'll say is Tanya might be able to help you with that. And then I'll say, I'll go get Tanya and bring her here. You nod. It's decided then. I'll go fetch Tanya. Thanks, Captain. You turn to leave, and at that moment, Tanya appears in the doorway. Am I interrupting something? Okay, cool. Tanya, can you help Bartleby create lightning swords by making him a lightning potion that he can dip swords into? I feel like I should have, like, commanded her to do it. Tanya frowns. I suppose I could try. The main problem is that the lightning potions are incredibly explosive. It will be a delicate process. Just do your best, you say. With that, you and the rest of your team prepare for the hunt. Yes and no. Like, that's not a bad response. I didn't dislike that last part. Just do your best is also very direct. So I'm going to just let Tanya say her thing, and then I'll say my own response. So my response will be, Tanya, could you also create some superhuman potions for the guild to use to help increase our strength, speed, and durability? Tanya frowns. Superhuman potions are extremely dangerous to make. There's a good reason why I haven't made any before. It's dangerous for the user, it takes time, and the substance itself is notoriously hard to gather. Tanya's just like, all these requests are bad. She's like, these are just not good requests. Let's see. You encourage Tanya and Bartleby to try their best and let them know that they are both amazing people. You're not sure what happened, but something certainly did. You decide to leave the room and let Tanya and Bartleby be alone together. Don't understand that. I'm gonna retry that. You smile. Thanks, Captain. I'll do what I can. You nod. Thanks for the vote of confidence. The two of you leave, and you return to the inn with Tanya. You take a seat in your quarters and begin inspecting your equipment. Confused by that one. It was a lot of yous. You're both amazing people, you say. I'm sure you'll be able to come up with something. Bartleby nods. We'll do our best, Captain. Excellent, you nod. Well, I'll leave you to it. Okay, that's fair. I'm fine with that one. So, next up, they're working on gear. So, we kind of need the gear for the hunt, I will say. So, what I'm going to do now is just like, wait for Tanya and Bartleby to finish making the requested armor, weapons, and potions. Over the next few days, Tanya and Bartleby work hard to finish the requested equipment, and soon you're ready to go. You gather around the campfire in the middle of the village with everyone else to give a speech before you set out. Okay, cool. So next I'm gonna ask Bartleby, what is the name of the new fireproof, thunderproof armor that he has created for the Monster Hunter Guild? Oh, this, Bartleby says, holding up a glowing suit of armor, is the latest product of my research into fireproofing materials. It isn't really finished yet, but I wanted to show you what it could do. What? No. Everything's finished. That's what the thing before it said. Retry. He is not... Yeah, you can't be like it's not finished. It's called Dragon Armor, Bartleby explains. And it's the strongest and most valuable armor in the world. It'll protect you from fire, frost, and lightning attacks, and can only be damaged by the very sharpest of metals or magic of an equal level. Ooh. Let's see. So I'm going to thank Bartleby for his hard work and dedication. That's awesome. I really appreciate all the work you put into this armor, you say to Bartleby. Now we can go catch some beast. You get it onto your horse and ride off as the rest of your guildmates follow behind you. Not yet. The game's like, and now you're just ready to go. It's time for us to like set off. But I'm trying to make sure that I've talked to everybody and gotten everything straight. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Bartleby what is the name of the new lightning swords that he's created for the Monster Hunter Guild. This dragon armor is way better than what I even asked for. Like, it protects from, like, almost everything. Excuse me, they're called thundersticks, he says. They fire blasts of lightning, which are extremely powerful and can only be afforded by the highest ranking guild members. Even a glancing blow can be fatal. You thank Bartleby for his incredible work. You thank Bartleby and Tanya for their incredible work crafting the thundersticks. That's awesome. Thanks, says Tanya. Now let's head out. The game is like, yo, we gotta like leave. Not yet. I'm trying to get the names of stuff, because then I can update the world info very easily by just saying like what everything is. So now I'm gonna ask Tanya, what is the name of the superhuman potions she created for the Monster Hunter Guild? They're called strength potions, she says, and they make the user temporarily very strong. They're more valuable than even the lightning swords. Thanks, you say to her. You finish your speech and get ready to set up. They're like, the game is so ready for you to just like go do the hunt. I like how she says they're more valuable than the lightning swords. Like, she's like, it's just better. I will say thanks, most defs. I'm going to ask Tanya if the strength potions also increase a user's durability and speed. I suppose they could, she says, but the ingredients are extremely rare and hard to find. Most of them can only be found in deep underground caverns. Thanks, you say to her. The sun starts to rise. They're like, the game is, you're taking a really long time. Okay, cool. So she says they can, but she's like, it was really hard to get the ingredients, is what it sounds like, which is what she told me before. Okay, awesome. So next, I'm going to make sure that everyone in the Monster Hunter Guild is equipped with a thunderstick, wearing dragon armor, and has consumed a strength potion. Like, I want to make sure that everybody's ready. Bartleby and Tanya have done an excellent job. You order all of the monsters to be herded into a single room. As soon as they are out of their houses, you trigger the bombs, which destroy most of the huts. What the fuck is it talking about? The Bartleby and Tanya have done an excellent job thing was fine. The next night, you, Zana, Tanya, and a group of 20 heavily armed guild members march toward the vampire castle. As you get closer to the front gate, you realize there are several fallen guards around the entrance. So we're not going to vampire. We're doing the lion monster thing. Lion monster. Great idea. Great idea. You were congratulated for your actions. A parade is thrown in your honor. Zana is especially proud of you and offers to have your babies. Not what I was going for? Fine. Everybody's like, yo, that's awesome. You made sure that everybody was suited up. So now I'm going to Why is there a parade being thrown for? We just are equipped with cool stuff. We haven't even gone to kill the thing yet. So I'm gonna ask Big K-Mid to take. Well, first I guess I need to inform the Monster Hunter Guild that our next hunt is for the lion monster. Well, I guess is for a lion monster in the Great Desert. The Great Desert, asked Zana. Yes, you say. I need to hunt a lion monster, which I heard can be found there. That's correct, says Zana. She directs one of your guild members to bring you a Dune handbook. Oh, okay. I guess I'm going to accept the Dune handbook. So I did not expect that. I didn't expect to get like more supplementary stuff. You open up the book to a map of the nearby desert. I'm going to ask Big K-Mid to take the Monster Hunter Guild on his boat to the Great Desert. Big K-Mid finds the idea funny. You want me to take a bunch of sissy boys and girls in frilly dresses on my boat across the Great Desert, he asks. You remind Big K-Mid that everyone is wearing dragon armor and is an experienced monster hunter. Oh, right, says Big K-Mid. He agrees to take the guild on his boat to the Great Desert. You board the boat. After about a half hour, you arrive on the other side of the ocean. That's a fast boat. That's a small ocean or fast boat. You and the Monster Hunter Guild are headed to the Great Desert to hunt a lion monster. So far, this episode has been quite interesting. Like getting everything like set up. Ask Big K-Mid if the boat has made it to the Great Desert. The boat doesn't seem to have made it to the Great Desert. For F's sake, Big K-Mid swears. What's wrong, you ask? The F boat has a hole in the F bottom. Okay. Use elemental type shifting to repair the boat. You attempt to summon the power of the water. You morph it into a liquid, but that doesn't help at all. Damn it, you yell in frustration and morph back into your normal self. Okay, I need to be more specific. So, is the boat made of wood or made of metal? I'm going to use elemental type shifting to create a metal patch to cover the hole in the boat. Well, I guess a metal patch to repair the boat. It's interesting having to repair the boat. This is like a new addition. You morph into a solid metal. Hey, the boat's been fixed, shouts Big Camid. Oh, thank goodness, you say. Big Camid quickly moves the boat out of the way of the wall of sand that was approaching from behind. Oh, snap. Okay. Wait for the boat to arrive the Great Desert. While chatting with the Monster Hunter Guild. I guess with fellow Monster Hunter Guild members. This is interesting. Like, I like that we're so prepared. There's a small wait on the boat until it arrives at the Great Desert. During that time, you chat to some of the other guild members. One of them is a friendly girl with blonde hair and fair skin. She says her name is Lucy. Huh. Good to meet you, Lucy. You must be a new member. What powers do you have? You say, good to meet you, Lucy. You must be a good member. That. You must be a new member. What powers do you have? Lucy smiles. Yes, I'm a new member. I can move objects with my mind. You raise an eyebrow in surprise. Ah, nice. Welcome to the team, Lucy. I am sure your telekinetic powers... Yeah, you definitely spelled that wrong. Telekinetic powers will come in handy. Lucy blushes and says thank you, shyly. Hey, Cayman, the boat is moving. I can feel it with my feet, Big Flag announces. You all look down at the sand that is passing by. Hey, Cayman, the boat is moving. I can feel it with my feet, Big Flag announces. I don't like that. I'm fine with just Lucy responding. And that's it. Here we go. Because then they introduce Big Flag, and they imply that Cayman's on the boat, even though he's just like a cook at the inn. Like, normal Cayman wouldn't be here. Big Cayman would be here. Okay. So I'm going to check to see if the boat has arrived at the Great Desert. The boat has arrived at the Great Desert. The sky is dark red in the distance in all directions. You see a cactus as large as a house on the horizon. There is a large black cave entrance in front of you. The cave is dark inside. Okay, so I'm going to command Zana to use a locator spell to track down the lion monster. Zana closes her eyes, and a blue light appears on her forehead. The light quickly turns into an arrow, which points directly at the cave. It's in there, says Zana. Okay, cool. I'm going to inform the team. Well, inform your fellow members of the Monster Hunter Guild. That the lion monster's attacks can't hurt them while everyone is wearing dragon armor. The guild members all start putting on their dragon armor as you explain that the Sphinx cannot hurt them. Lion monster. Some of the guild members take out guns and knives and attach them to their bodies with ropes. The guild members all enter the cave cautiously, with you bringing up the rear. I'm going to change it from Sphinx to Lion monster. I like the idea that like some people just weren't wearing the dragon armor, and then it's like, yeah, it can't hurt us if we wear the armor, and they're like, oh shit, we gotta put the armor on. Inform your fellow members of the Monster Hunter Guild that the lion monster is weak against lightning attacks, which is why everyone is equipped with thunder sticks. The guild members all start discharging their thunder sticks as you announce that the lion monster is weak against lightning. The smell of smoke fills the cave. I like how it's like, you tell them that it's weak against lightning and they just start shooting in the cave. Okay. And then I'm going to inform your fellow members of the Monster Hunter Guild that the lion monster is fast, strong, and durable. That's why everyone is equipped with strength potions to help increase their strength, speed, and durability. Like, I'm trying to make sure that everybody's like on the same page so that no one just gets like ambushed. The guild members all start drinking their strength potions as you announce that the lion monster is fast, strong, and durable. The potions take effect immediately. The guild members all rush into the cave, and you bring up the rear once again. Okay. So, you tell everyone to be on high alert, as the lion monster could be anywhere inside the cave. The cave is dark and scary. The guild members laugh and taunt each other as they enter the cave. Suddenly you hear a roar that would shake heaven and earth. The guild members freeze immediately. What should we do? Asked a guild member. Okay. Now I have to update the story summary. You and the Monster Hunter Guild are inside the cave of a lion monster in the Great Desert. Your mission is to claim the bounty on the lion monster. Instruct, I guess, command your fellow Monster Hunter, I almost said Monster Hunter Guild members to follow the sound of the roar. The guild members start moving forward slowly, afraid of what awaits them. Suddenly you hear another roar. The guild members all scream in terror and run back to the camp. You're still stuck inside the cave, completely alone. Okay. You reassure your fellow members of the Monster Hunter Guild that you are all fully prepared to take down the lion monster. Like, we're good. This is fine. You reassure your fellow members of the Monster Hunter Guild that you are all fully prepared to take down the lion monster. You inform your fellow members of the Monster Hunter Guild that the most effective way to take down a lion is through its eyes and mouth. Sure, why not? You rally your fellow members of the Monster Hunter Guild to charge into the cave with you and attack the lion monster. Like, we got this. They don't need to be scared. You begin to charge forward, but you are immediately stopped by a loud roaring sound. Your fellow guild members are in full retreat, leaving you behind at the mercy of the lion. You decide to leave the cave as well and regroup. Okay. I'm going to ask Zana if she can... No, I'm going to command Zana to teleport the lion monster out of the cave so that everyone can attack it. Yeah, because everyone's getting scared entering the cave. Zana begins casting the spell. The guild members begin casting their own spells. You hold your own to protect her from getting attacked. Zana successfully teleports the lion outside. The lion looks around wildly, roaring loudly. Okay, cool. Command Lucy to use her telekinesis to hold the lion monster in place. Lucy begins casting the spell. The guild members begin casting their own spells. You hold your own to protect her from getting attacked. Lucy successfully holds the lion in place, roaring loudly. The lion looks around, wildly roaring loudly. It repeated a lot of stuff, but it still seems to be doing what I'm asking, so I'm not too upset about the repetition. So next, now that the lion is being held in place, command all the members of the Monster Hunter Guild to fire their thunder sticks at the lion monster. The lion roars. You hear the strange sounds coming out of the lion. You realize that these are human vocal cords. It must be a person. The lion seems to be weakening in front of you all. Human vocal cords. Okay. Encourage the Monster Hunter Guild well, now that it's weakened, we can probably take it down normally. Okay. So what would be like a cool way to like finish it? Eliza hasn't really done anything. Command Eliza and Camille to use their thunder sticks to hack the lion monster to bits. I hope it doesn't think of that as like computer hacking. Your thundersticks are very effective at destroying the lion. You all stare at the lion in both horror and sadness. The lion is a man. Its head is missing, leaving its spine exposed. Its arms are muscular, but skin and bone skinny. Inspect the lion monster to ensure that it is dead. After you are satisfied that the lion is dead, you start walking back towards town. Eventually, you get there and begin to tell everyone what happened in vivid detail. You become even more famous than you were when you saved Annie Smith from being eaten by a Krogmaw Creakle. Retry that, because that's just kind of a random thing. We literally sailed across an ocean. I didn't walk back home. The man is quite clearly dead. You all stare at him in silence. The man is half naked, wearing only a pair of very tattered and torn up sweatpants. His whole body is covered in fresh wounds and scars that are crusted with dried blood. So I'm gonna ask Big Camid if the lion monster is a creature that has a human form. Big Camid begins casting the spell. Wait, what? What? No. What the hell are you doing? This is a retry. Big Camid responds, no. He is a man who has been transformed into a monster. I believe that only something really painful like that could have caused him to act so strangely. Let's get back to the guild. Interesting. Okay. You put the corpse of the lion monster on the boat and sail with the rest of the Monster Hunter Guild to the Monster Awareness Division to claim the monster's city-sized bounty. When you arrive at the division, they greet you and prepare your lion man for display. When they unrobe him, they find a note clutched in his hand. Fascinating. Let's see. You claim the city-sized bounty from the Monster Awareness Division. Excuse me. You are rewarded with a sizable sum of money. You have reached the end of the story. I'm going to get rid of the part that says you have reached the end of the story. And then I'm going to split the reward with the rest of the Monster Hunter Guild. Your comrades say they trust you to invest the money fairly. Interesting. So they're like, you keep it and just invest it. You and the Monster Hunter Guild just claimed a sizable bounty you now are going to visit Cammy and ask her. You now are going to visit Cammy to ask her to join the Monster Hunter Guild. Okay. So I'm going to visit Cammy to ask her to join the Monster Hunter Guild. Because now we've done the bounty for today. Everybody was really scared this time around. It was interesting that it was like a dude who was turned into a monster. You visit Cammy and explain that you want her to join the Monster Hunter Guild. She says, of course. I'll join Big Cammy. Just let me go home and say goodbye to my family, and I'll be right back. You smile and say, I'll wait for you here. So I'm going to change it from Camly to Cammy. Cammy's a character that we met like in a previous adventure. It's weird that she said, of course I'll join Big Cammy, because I'm not Big Cammy. It's like if she had said, of course I'll join Zana, or of course I'll join like anyone who's just not you. Okay. Wait for Cammy to return. There's so many members of like the Monster Hunter Guild now. It messed with me when they introduced Lucy. You wait for Cammy. She comes back in less than an hour. She's with her father, mother, and 3 young sisters. They're all carrying what looks like a week's worth of supplies. You ask her, is this your family? Cammy nods, smiling. Okay, cool. So I guess I'm going to take Cammy back to the... Well, I guess I'm going to let Cammy know that she'll now be living at the inn with the rest of the Monster Hunter Guild. You and Cammy walk back to the guild. Cammy remembers the way, so you don't need to concentrate. You try to have a conversation with her, but she's very shy. She does seem happy to be joining you, though, and you're happy to have someone join. Okay. Show Cammy her new room. I mean, I guess show Cammy her cot at the inn and her new equipment. Walk to the guild hall with Cammy. You enter and are greeted by your fellow hunters. Cammy looks excited to meet them. You show her to her cot and give her a tour of the armory so she can pick out her equipment. Let's see. Awesome. So now that I've recruited Cammy to join, Count Gray, I guess, would be next. Like Count Gray or like Ludmilla. Because I fought alongside Count Gray in the past. And it seems like Count Gray is just cool now. He's now like a vampire queen or whatever. So it seems like I could get Count Gray. And then Ludmilla seems like she'd be cool. She has like a ton of political power. I'm not sure if she has like time. But I guess I'm going to visit Count Gray's castle. And see what she's been up to recently. You decide to visit Count Gray's castle. You are transported to Count Gray's castle. The Count's castle looks magnificent. You have heard that he has a whole wing just for his art collection. You enter the door and meet the Count. Okay, cool. Correct that. You decide to visit Count Grey's castle. Fine that I'm transported there. That's fine. You've heard he has a whole wing just for his art collection. She, for her, she got turned into a woman. Okay. And then I'm going to ask Count Grey what he has been up to since the last time. Oh, crap, I messed up and said he. What she has been up to since the last time you helped her fight a group of trolls. I've been doing the usual, looking after my collection, holding galas for the aristocracy, that sort of thing. What about addressing the issues in the village of Occam, you ask? The Count frowns. I'm working on it. Okay, it just seems like he's doing other stuff now. Like, he's not like a monster hunter kind of dude. He's like, I'm just like an aristocrat or whatever. You are talking to Count Grey at her castle. Okay. You thank Count Grey for letting you visit, and then head to Ludmilla's castle to see what she's been up to. You appear outside Count Grey's castle. You look up at her castle, appearing like a mountain in the distance. You begin walking towards it. You have no idea what to expect, but you're certain that, as usual, Count Grey has things under control. I'm leaving Count Grey's castle, so retry that. The Countess of the East is a beautiful woman. She is as seductive as she is cruel, but at this moment she looks concerned. What's wrong, you ask? Orcs, namely the chief of Morinspec. Oh? Okay. Ask Ludmilla if she needs help taking down the chief of Morinspec. I'm going to say slaying instead of taking down. Because, I mean, I am a monster hunter. That is kind of just what I do. The Countess of the East nods. Yes, because if we don't stop the orc, he's going to keep rallying more and more orcs to his side. Soon there will be an army of orcs with a demon leading them. It says, what about the other counts? I don't care about the other counts. Okay. Offer to help Ludmilla fight, I guess, like, offer to help Ludmilla slay the chief of Morinspec if she agrees to pay the Monster Hunter Guild a large bounty in return. I accept your proposal, the Countess says. Thank you for all you do, Zana. Zana nods. I live to serve the kingdom, she says. Um, it is good to see you, Zana. I didn't know you were already here. Let's return to the inn and rest for the night. In the morning, we can start getting ready to hunt down Chief, I gotta remember his name, Morinspec. I agree, Zana says. It was good to see you again, Count Grey. It's not Count Grey. Likewise, the Count says. You leave the castle and make your way back to the inn. In the morning, you and Zana split up to get ready. Just change the part where it says, like, Count Grey to, like, Ludmilla. Likewise, Ludmilla says. Okay, cool. And that's where I'm going to end episode 11. Thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding, 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 ring the notification bell to be notified whenever we do these videos. If you guys would like to read the story in full, I have a link to the full story in the description box below. And if you guys would like to watch the entire series, episodes 1 through 11, or whatever additional episodes have been made since this episode, feel free to check out the series playlist in the end card or in the description box below. I got a link there as well. Also, if you guys would like to talk about Jet, Starlight, and Zana Fairy Monster Hunters, feel free to leave comments in the comment section below. Or, if you'd like, chat with us about it on the Discord, or both. You know, both are fine. But anyways, thank you all once again. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only. Logging out. Peace, guys. Chicka da gawa.